Good Monday morning. Today I wanted to go back to the passage of scripture in James that we talked about last week and touch on that last part of verse 19 where it talks about anger. And there are quite a few proverbs that talk about anger and the damage and the power that it I would say it's an illusion of power that it tries to force its way in. But I want us to understand first what God says about anger. And I think it's interesting in this passage of scripture that it's attached to the be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. So I think it's safe to make the assertion that it is in conjunction with that speaking. Not that it's not about anger in general, but I think it's safe to say, especially if you take Proverbs and the multiple passages regarding anger and words, I think it's safe to make that connection, if you will. So it says, "Know this, my beloved brothers. Let every person remember, be quick to listen, slow to speak." And then it says, and slow to get angry. Then listen to what it says about anger. "For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." You know, when we talk in Reclaiming Your Heart about the angry heart, anger is never the primary emotion. It's never the root. It's a secondary, if you will, emotion. We are usually angry because, if we're honest, something is being threatened. It could be we're afraid. It could be anger based on disappointment and the hurt of our past or the things that have been done to us. So it usually isn't the root cause, but even as a secondary emotion, it is very dangerous. And it wields, if you will, not wills, W-I-L-L-S, wields, W-I-E-L-D-S, dangerous consequences. Because it's really hard to take back what angry words produce. They leave scars, they leave damage, and you may even forget the pain of what was said, but you usually don't forget what was said. So in that, it makes you even wonder if at times if you can forget the pain, because the memory alone could bring the pain back to the surface. But what we do know about anger is it does not produce the righteousness of God. Basically meaning it really doesn't produce anything good, especially when it's angry words coming out of our mouth. It doesn't mean that there aren't times that anger is justified. There will come a time when God's righteous anger of all the sin and evil in this world will finally bear its witness against sin and evil. And we're going to be grateful that sin and evil are going to meet the just and righteous anger of God. So there is a righteous and holy anger. But this passage is talking about the anger of man, not the anger of God. God can give us a holy anger, but the anger of man is all about our stuff. So ask yourself this question today: how quickly do I move in anger? And then ask yourself, what is the primary root of that anger? Lord, show me. Reveal to me what this anger is really about. Because remember, if you will, recognition. When you put the light onto something, the enemy just loses his power. So when you can have a recognition of what something's really about, that's when transformation can happen. That's when chains can fall off. That's when your heart can break free. So don't be afraid of the question. Be more afraid of not asking the question. Because the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. And oh, my friends, how desperately in this season do we need just that.